everyone, it's Katie from Clark's Condensed and bestblogcourses.com. Today I am here and I'm going to review another AI tool. I've done a review of Writer as well as Rank IQ and how I use those. So I'm going to do the same with this video. It's not necessarily going to show you all the features of Rank IQ or of Jarvis. Sorry, I use them both together. But I'm going to show you kind of how I use it for different niches, different types of blog posts. If you found this video helpful and you decide to sign up for Jarvis, I would love for you to do it through my referral link. And also, if you want to learn even more about Jarvis and how powerful it is, I took a great class from Mike from Stupid Simple SEO. It was fantastic. It gives you so much good information on how to use Jarvis specifically to create a ton of content for your niche website. And that's also in the description for this video. However, I use Jarvis a lot. I use Jarvis, I use Rank IQ, I use Writer, and I use Outranking.io, but this is definitely my favorite program. I feel like it's the most user-friendly, it's the easiest to use, and I feel like I just get the most bang for my buck. I have a lot of different websites, so I am constantly churning out content. I used to be hiring people a lot to write this content, but honestly, I'm getting the same quality of content through this, and I am saving a lot of money. It is expensive. I was hesitant to pay $110 a month because I do pay for the top tier just so I can get boss mode and some of the extra features and words, but it has been 100% worth it. I'm going to talk about some different niches as well as some different ways to write content with Jarvis, like different types of posts. So you can go to the description for this video and you can kind of see the timestamps for different types of posts. So I'll be talking about a breastfeeding website, a food website, travel website, and a college website. And if I don't feel like I have talked enough, I will talk about a DIY website. So let's go ahead and get started. There are lots of different templates in Jarvis, which I really like. So you can kind of pick whatever you think is most beneficial to you. I sometimes use just social media. Sometimes I've used for ads or for video. And I will actually do a Jarvis created one for this video, kind of at the end if I remember. But for the most part, I just use the long form assistant. You can come into the blog post workflow and you can type in kind of what you are wanting to write about. And it will give you some good places to start, some different titles and things like that. So I think I will start, and I don't actually do this a lot, but I'll show you this just in case I'll show you the different ways that I do it. But let's say I'm going to do a post. I am writing a blog post about the best Myrtle Beach activities for toddlers. I should say that all of the keywords I will be writing in here I got from Rank IQ, which is one of my very favorite tools. You can also sign up for that in the description for this video, but it gives you so many fantastic ideas for writing long tail keywords, which is really the key to success with blogging these days, if you ask me. This will be geared toward parents and families visiting the area. So the keyword, this is optional, but I recommend putting it in Myrtle Beach activities for toddlers. So we'll see continue. It'll generate different title ideas. I am not very good at writing titles, so this is kind of a helpful thing to do. So let's say I like this one, 12 fun things to do with toddlers in Myrtle Beach. It will do an intro paragraph, and you can write them yourself if you want. It just takes a couple of seconds. That's one thing I like about Jarvis. It is very fast. Let's see. So some of these are weird, like, hello, I am writing a blog post. Like that's not how I write posts, but this one is a little bit more similar to how I would write. And with this content, you really do need to go through and write it your kind of add your own personality. I wouldn't just copy and paste, but this is a great way to save a lot of time. So already in here, it brought in the intro, and it already started writing the post. So that's really helpful. But next, I'll just put the cursor right here and press compose. So I will just press compose, see what else they put in here. I thought it would write some more things. So sometimes it does this. It's a little glitchy. If it's just like starts not writing, you can just press compose again. See, I'm doing this so you can kind of see the different glitches that do happen, so you can figure out how to troubleshoot those. So I just wrote 4 in instead, and it wrote something in. So if that happens, just write in a different number and kind of continue the format it was writing in, and it should bring some more information in. So I'll do this. I want 10 ideas, so we'll keep writing for 10 different ideas. And this, it doesn't always, it usually will just keep writing. Like yesterday, I did a blog post about 50 ideas for something, and it just kept going on and on. So we'll just keep putting in the 7, the 1 through 7. So and number 9. Oh, right in the 9. Let's go see. And one thing you have to keep in mind is that you do need to fact check, because it does make things up. I did a blog post. See, there you go. It's starting to write more things now. I did write a blog post about Disneyland hotels, and it just made up hotels for some of them. So and some of the information it pulled was not accurate at all. So make sure that you fact check, especially if you're writing this for clients. You want to make sure that you are fact checking. And it does get smarter the more you use it. It gets used to how you write things. But see, it wrote a pretty quick article right here. I will put this into Rank IQ, which I'll show you in a second, just so you can kind of see my process. But let's see. With boss mode, you can come over here and there's a cheat sheet. And I'm going to say, write a conclusion about the above content. I don't always find this works in here. I think sometimes it gets confused. So if it does get confused, I will show you what I do. Write a conclusion. It's kind of having some trouble today. So conclusion. See, it wrote the same thing as my introductory paragraph. So when that happens, I just go back to, let's just come over here to templates, and I do conclusion. And right here, I'll just say 12 fun activities with toddlers in Myrtle Beach. We'll see if it pulls up anything up there. Let us know what your favorite activities are. And then I will hit compose, and it will bring up 3 different things. I do this a lot for blog posts that I'm updating or editing. I kind of bring in here. So this is a good conclusion paragraph. So I'll copy this, and then I will just put it in here. And then next, what I'm going to do is I go, and this doesn't have to do with Jarvis, but I just thought it might be helpful for you to see. I go into Rank IQ, and here is the report. I'll go ahead and run that right now. And this will take a second. So if you're not familiar with Rank IQ, it gives you a suggested content grade, which comes up when you're doing the content optimizer, the word count, and sources analyzed. And then it just gives you some different information. But I'm going to click on a content optimizer and paste it in here. Obviously, I have an F here. I have a lot of writing to do, but I will come in here and I will just add in different things that weren't mentioned. So it didn't mention Brook Green Gardens, Merle's Inlet. So I just come through and see what keywords are missing, and then I will write out this post. And sometimes I'll optimize the things that are already in here. So this really just kind of gave me a good starting point. This isn't the longest article I've written in Jarvis. Usually I write a lot longer ones. But for a listicle, it's a good place to start. And then I just come in and finish it out in Rank IQ. But back to Jarvis. I'm going to go back to templates. And before I move on to the next one, I wanted to show you the content improver. I use this sometimes. You can only put 600 words in at a time, but this can be helpful for updating posts, or if you have PLR, getting your PLR and optimizing it to sound different, so it's not like everybody else that bought the same stuff. So this is an ebook I bought with PLR. So So let's just put this in. This isn't a very interesting sentence, but you can just type it in here. And you can say the tone of voice, interesting. Let's just see what happens with that. And it'll give me 3 different outputs that kind of redoes this and improves it. So this just changed a little bit. I like this one a little bit more. Just because it's interesting. It's different than the PLR that was in there. So I'll copy and paste that back into my my document later. But that's the content improver. I think it's kind of helpful to know that's another thing I use. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm just going to do by going through start from scratch. And I am going to do a recipe. So for this one, it is, I'm just going to write up here, um, biscuit recipe without cream of tartar. All right, can't type tonight. So I put that in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press compose and see what happens. So it tries to put the ingredients. So if you're developing a recipe, this might be a good place to get ideas. However, I already have the recipe. So I'm going to see if it does anything before. See, so now it's going to start writing some information, but I'm going to give it some help. And I'm going to say, write intro paragraph for blog post about biscuit recipe without cream of tartar. Let's see what it does. See, that's a super weird one. So I'm just going to keep pressing. Nope, don't want that. Nope. So there we go. So this is weird, like biscuit sticks. Like you're gonna want to edit that out. But if it eventually wrote it, sometimes it does a little bit faster. And you can also just go straight to the blog post. No, to the blog post intro, and then type this paragraph in, or the blog post in. Let's see, homemaker, and then let's see what it comes up with. See if it comes up with a better paragraph. See, this is much better. So I'll just come over and copy and paste this in. And then since I have this recipe actually, that I'm moving this over to my new website. I think I spelled biscuit. I spelled that wrong, I guess, apparently. Let's see, baking. Apparently I can't spell tonight. Sorry, guys. It. Okay, I did spell it. Okay, there it is. So I'm just going to come over and copy the ingredients and put those in, and hopefully that'll prevent it from writing more ingredients. But this next thing is what I primarily use it for when writing posts or recipes. Go over here, click on pro tips, and it is write some FAQs about biscuits without cream of tartar. Or I could just write in biscuits. We'll see what it comes up with this for this. But let's see. So this is like my favorite thing ever. It just comes up with FAQs. You can write your own in too. Like if you use Answer the Public or whatever, or you have questions that you know people are going to want to use. Let's see. So you can pull in as many as you want. Sometimes it will keep kind of writing the same ones, but as you can see, it did that. What can I use in place of buttermilk? But then it also started writing a new one. So I'll just delete that, and then I'll press compose. And it comes up with so many great key like FAQs. And I have used this, has saved me so much time in writing my recipe posts. So if you're a food blogger, I think that this is a must-have tool. So I just keep going until it kind of runs out of things. Like this one, do I need to use a buttermilk substitute? That's kind of a weird one. So I probably won't use that sentence. What is baking powder? Like I said, you can write in your own questions as well. Um, so I'm just going to keep going until it runs out. So one thing to keep in mind is that sometimes it'll act like it's done, but you can just delete it or you can just do the refresh and it'll try again, which is awesome. So it's just going to keeps writing about the substitute. So I think this was enough. So I'm going to write a conclusion. Let's see if it works this time. Paragraph about biscuit recipe without cream of tartar. And let's see what it does. Yeah. So that's like not, let's see. We'll just delete that. And I could go back here and do a different one, but see, it works really well to write recipe articles. I do obviously go in, I format things, I add in different keywords. I probably will add in some more questions when I go through Jarvis, but this is a really great start for it. So I'll come over here and save this. Biscuits without cream of tartar. Save, and we'll go back. So next, I think I will do another one, which is a side. This is another food one. So I'm gonna do side ideas for chicken cordon bleu. So I'm just gonna see what it does when I say write or compose. So this is obviously not what I want it to write. Let's see. Might just start talking about chicken cordon bleu. Let's see if it ever comes up with something. Here's some idea. Okay, so it's not going to write me the intro paragraph like I was hoping, but it started writing me some side ideas. So, you know, see, I don't want it to write the recipe, so I'm just going to delete this. Okay. And let's see what else it brings up. Okay, so it looks like it's going to try and give me recipes, which is not what I want. It doesn't always do this. It usually gives me a nice list. So I might write a list of side dishes for chicken cordon bleu. And this is really what I'm trying to do, is to show you the process I go through, just so you know it's not just you. Um, so there we go. And this is, this is what I was talking about, that it just kind of started writing them. So you kind of have to play around with the wording of what you tell it to do. But this is going to give me, see, I don't want that. Like, it just adds in random names. Like, most of them are not real people or real studies. Like, I did an article earlier and it kept quoting all these studies and it looked like a real study, but they weren't. And then with this, I'll put this into Simply Side Dishes and I will link to anything I have that's relevant. But this is going to be a great article for me. I'm not going to have to add a ton to it. And it hopefully should rank pretty well. Some of the, I guess it says it may sound strange, but I guess some people like that. So just keep going. Earlier today, I did one on lasagna, and so I put like soups, breads, vegetables, and salads, and it wrote me a whole bunch of different things about different in each of those categories. So it's really helpful to just kind of keep going. And you can see how fast it writes things. And you should run all this stuff through Copyscape. I haven't had issues with that, but you definitely want to make sure that it's not accidentally copywriting something or plagiarizing something. And see, let's see it. Did it already do this honey? No, it did honey roasted carrots. So it's still going. So I'll keep going as long as it lets me, because the more the merrier, the longer the post. So we'll keep going. I'm going to pause this while it keeps going, and then I'll resume it when I'm done. Okay, it finally started repeating things. So I'm going to do write a conclusion for the above content, and let's see what it does. So I don't like that. So there we go. That is definitely one of my favorite uses for Jarvis, is writing these posts about what goes well with recipes. So we'll type that in here. What to serve with chicken cordon bleu. So next I'm going to do a question post. This is something that I learned from Neil Patel, is answering questions that people are writing on Google. They don't necessarily have to be super long. I'm sure there's different debate on that, but I have seen good success with doing this. So I'm going to do a question post. This is for my breastfeeding website. I'm just going to type in, can I take magnesium while breastfeeding? I'm going to press compose and just see what it brings. Nope, I don't like this. I don't like that one. That's not necessarily true. So that one sounds okay. So this kind of just writes out different things. I will, make sure I fact check this, make sure it's accurate. Um, but for the most part, it, is really helpful for writing these questions really, really quickly. And these, like I said earlier, sometimes they'll quote studies that are not necessarily true. So I'll double check to make sure that the study's real. Um, and this is just really helpful. And I'll put this into a blog post. I'll put sources in, and it'll be good to go. This would have taken me forever to write. Not forever, but it would have taken me a while. Um, so it says like article by this person, not a person. So that was a super fast article that I wrote using Jarvis just for a question. So can I take magnesium while breastfeeding? I'm just going to press save, go back. And now let's see. Let's do a listicle, another listicle. So this is a post about the best board games for college students. I'm just going to see compose and see what it does. See, I don't like that because I want it to be an intro. And like it tries to I don't know. Obviously that's not how I'm writing. I don't want to write about people that have never played board games. So it keeps trying, and I'm sure there's faster ways. So this looks like a good one. This is definitely something I would write. And you can change it to be longer outputs, but I usually do the medium. So let's see what it comes up with. It looks like it's writing exactly how I want. Like obviously I'm going to change the date, and I'll probably take out that paragraph altogether just because it's kind of dumb. But yeah, it seems pretty good so far. I have not been in college for a while, but I do think that these games are probably a good. Let's see. And you're definitely going to want to fact check these because some of these I'm like, I've never even heard of these, so I'm not sure if they're even real. But hopefully they are. So I'm going to pause it until I finish this listicle. So this one, it actually ended naturally on its own, which is awesome. So let's see. Write a conclusion paragraph about the above content. So I'll just press compose. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. So I'll just come back. So I don't like this. I'll probably go into the conclusion thing and fix those later. But for the most part, it did a great job. It wrote 12 articles. It described them pretty accurately for the games that I am familiar with. So this is going to be a great one that I'll just have to put a little bit of extra work into. Best games for college students. And since my college website is more about frugal college living, I will say how the games are, a great way to, um, do some inexpensive how games are an inexpensive activity. I'll probably add in like how to find inexpensive board games, etc. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to show you how I did this, but here are a couple other posts I've written recently. So here is a Glowforge accessories. This is a DIY post that I did. And so it pulled up all of these different things. Not all of them are true, but that was helpful. This one, you might find that interesting. About, nope, that's not the one I meant to, that one I was not even done. Let's see. So breastfed baby poop colors. Sorry for those that have weak stomachs, but I kind of went in here and it repeated a lot of the things. Like it kept saying breastfeeding poop color charts, but then it would write something different. So it is kind of weird and glitchy in those ways, but it wrote a lot of content for me pretty quickly. So I will go back to templates. As you can see, there's so many different ones that you can use. I just kind of am tipping the scale. I'm not using it to its full capacity, just using this, but I do think it's the best option with Jarvis. But just to finish up this video, I'm going to do a video description. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just type in Jarvis AI review 2021, how I use Jarvis to create content fast for my website. So that's not a very good title. I'll type it in later. Jarvis AI review, Jarvis review, AI blogging tools, things like that. So I'll just say generate AI content and see what it comes up with. So obviously it's not super long, but it kind of gives you a good idea of how to start. So that's not my favorite tool for it, but you can use it. I just wanted to show you a little bit of different things that they had. But for the most part, I love Jarvis. I use it all the time. It has really improved my ability to write lots of content and get it out quickly. As you could see, it's not without error. There's some glitchiness, but for the most part, it's a really great tool. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to sign up at one of the links in the description for the video. I also have links for Rank IQ as well as a course from Mike at Stupid Simple SEO about Jarvis. It's a lot better than this video. It'll give you a lot more details about how to use Jarvis. But please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you. You feel free to join my blogging group. I'll put a link in the video as well. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions and good luck.